Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. Salute, and hopefully everyone is having a great day. You know what it is. It's hump day, the middle of the week. And yeah, I have another hot one for you. I'm just waiting for the fighter to come on deck. Throughout this week and probably next week, I'll be basically doing interviews for TRILLER Fight Club. I do have several interviews on my schedule. I'm waiting for one of the fighters that's going to be on the fight card down here in Atlanta, Georgia. He's fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I just want to reserve his intro, but yeah, I'm working with Triller for some interviews, you know, and I'll be casting interviews this weekend, next week, leading up to the fight card. You know what it is. Also, you know, big news if you in the ATL area, man. Buckhead Fight Club will be popping once again. You know what I'm saying? We have Brian Norman Jr., the assassin. He's going to be back on deck. Yes. Some say it's a quick turnaround. He just got the finish off Showbox. He's turning right back around and getting back in the ring, man, and getting it in. Want to give a shout out to Tay Golden Warrior Jones, man. You know, Team Bomb Squad. He's going to be stepping back in the square this weekend after a long layoff. You know, I believe he had an injury, and, you know, he really rehabilitated that, got back in the gym. He's been working pretty hard, man. So stay tuned to the media that's going to be popping off this weekend, coming straight out of Buckhead Fight Club. And also you have Eric Moon, you know, is going to be on deck at the Buckhead Fight Club. He will be gracing the square once again, man. So it's going to be on and popping. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Boxing don't stop. But, yeah, stay tuned, man. You know, big things. I want to give a shout out to Triller. Appreciate, you know, linking up with me, allowing me to, you know, cast some interviews with some fighters that's going to be on your fight card in my backyard, ATL. And, yeah, it's truly appreciated. Big salute to the Triller Fight Club as they continue to put on fight cards and, you know, make it happen in boxing. Of course, you have a big fight card that's coming up on Triller. It's going to be hosting Teofimo Lopez versus his mandatory George Kambosos. And that's going to be huge on Triller also. But yeah, it's a lot that's been going on in boxing, man. Hold on for a second. Okay. So, yeah, be patient, man. You know, share the content. I appreciate everyone who's pulling up and supporting the live. You know what I'm saying? Each and every day. Man, we gotta keep it popping, man. You know, once I said boxing was gonna restart itself, I was gonna be back out there in the field. So that's why you haven't really seen me on. I've been posting some media content throughout the last couple of days. So that's why you haven't seen me on deck. But yes, I'm about to have some names on here that you may be familiar with, some big names that's coming up on these Triller fight cards. So yeah, for sure. I also want to give a shout out to you know, Zab Judah. You know, appreciate having me aboard for the Celebrity Championship Boxing Contest. And also, you know, Sean 808, man. Appreciate you. Salute, my brother. You know, it was a packed house down here in ATL. It was a lot of boxers I seen that was on deck. A lot of celebrities. I was snapping where I can snap. So just like, you know, check out my my Facebook, my IG. Check out some of the videos. It was R&B artists. athletes, and of course professional boxers that was on deck. So check it out, man. It was absolutely a nice time down there, seeing the celebrities get in and let their hands go, man. It might be a lot different, you know what I'm saying, than what we used to seeing out here in the boxing community, because it was celebrities. The technique is not going to be there, the discipline and all that. But you just got to look past it, man. You just got to have fun and just support it. You know, they aren't supposed to come in here and look the part as a boxer. But it was some fights in there that looked pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to champion Zab Super Judah, man, for allowing me to come in there and cover his event. Real talk. You know what I mean? The show don't stop, y'all. I'm waiting for them to log in right now. Just give me a minute. I think that's them right there. Hey, what's going on? Let me introduce you. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, this is one of the fighters that's going to be on the card, the Triller Fight Club, that's going down April 17th this month down in Atlanta, Georgia, hosting a record of 13 victories, 2 defeats, 5 by way of knockout, hailing out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcome, William Jackson. How you feeling, brother?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Cool, man. Cool. First and foremost, man, appreciate you pulling up. I know you have a big fight, so I got to ask you, man, getting back in the gym, you know, how's that been for you going through the pandemic and having a little hiatus out the sport? How's it been for you to get back in?
It's been exciting. It's been hard. I ain't gonna lie. It's been harder than I thought. Especially being older now. You know, as I was young, getting back in used to be like riding a bike, but I still like riding a bike. But I need a little help hold me up right now.
For sure, man.
It's fun though.
Yeah, you know, you got to find different ways to get your motivation back up. What do you think one of those ways would be, man? Being that your last fight was 2017, now you getting back into the groove, man. What's some things that's getting you back motivated to take this fight April 17th?
My kids. Um, some of the mistakes I done made over the hiatus, you know, I've been in and out of trouble, you know, just positivity and being back where I need to be and want to be in life. That's the most motivation to me is my kids for real though.
Absolutely. Family is first, my brother. And let me tell you, you know, you are in the hurt business. And when it comes down to it, you know, your experience, man, you have been able to amass 13 victories, man, with only 2 defeats. So you had to feel good about that when you was competing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always confident in my abilities. It just it's staying busy, you know. It was hard for me staying busy. That's really why I took a hiatus. But um, I don't never have no doubts in what I can do. It's just me
Yeah.
being ready and having the time to prepare. You know, I could beat anybody if I got enough time to prepare myself.
So speaking of time there, William, how many weeks have you had to train for this particular fight?
Uh, like 4. Like it was a last minute thing, last minute fight, but I felt like I could beat the guy, and I felt like it was another chance for me. So I took it. It's kind of last minute, but it was just a push for me to get back in the gym and get back focused and work hard. You know, I know I got to work harder than I usually have to because it's a little bit of time and I've been missing from the sport. But it's just a bigger challenge, you know, nothing that can't be done.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Hey, Cincinnati is like a nesting egg of boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, I had the opportunity of going up there to visit Mike Stafford's gym doing the Golden Gloves, and also, you know, Cincinnati came down here to Atlanta and whooped up on our amateurs for a minute. So I give a big salute when you're coming out of Cincinnati for the boxers that's over there. So, you're signed with about billions. What has been their words to you getting back into the sport after a hiatus, man? What has it, what they said to you to kind of get you going?
Big people behind this. Gonna be a lot of eyes there, and this could be my chance to get back rolling in a major way. They basically just been telling me take this serious, and if I do, I mean, not even if I necessarily win, but if I do good, I have to be back in the big stage in the game. So just take it serious.
Your mic going out. I don't know if you have your hand over your mic, but it was going out for a minute. So
Yeah,
speaking of your,
when I first got on here, it was like on the speaker mic, like loud. Now it's just like on the bottom of my phone. I don't know what happened.
yeah, you good now. I can hear you right now. So your opponent, Quentin Randall, what you know about him, man? Pros and cons. What you know about him?
I don't know nothing about him. I ain't really looked him up or none of that. I don't really do that. The studying and watching the fighters because I don't want to get too stuck on what I think somebody gonna do or a style that they're gonna come with and then they come with another style and it throws me off. I'd rather just adjust according to how I go when I'm in there. So I just know he's an undefeated kid and he's coming to fight. I know he ain't no slouch. And that's about all I know. That's about all that matters to me.
Yeah, I hear you. How many rounds is this fight going to be, man?
You said, can you say it one more time?
How many rounds are you all fighting in this bout?
8.
Okay, y'all going 8 rounds, so definitely. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to kind of, have a smart strategy to pace yourself. You know what I'm saying? Going 8 rounds.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my experience and box and don't do too much that I don't need to do. Don't waste my energy. Don't waste punches. Don't do a lot of stuff that I don't need to do because I ain't had super much time to get ready for this. But
Yeah.
I know with my experience, it's gonna help me a lot.
So you plan on, being consistent in the sport after this fight, maybe about 2 fights a year, something like that, or you just gonna play it
Yeah,
fight for fight?
I talked to a few people and they talking about keeping me consistent. So that's all I wanted was a consistency with the sport. Keep my bills paid and keep my wife happy and stuff like that. So long as I can get some stuff going on and get somebody to put something on paper for me, or even just give me a good sign or something gonna go on. Yeah, I'm willing to stick around. This is what I want to do, but it just got to be something that's gonna put some food on the table for me.
Absolutely, man. And Triller Fight Club is growing crazy right now. A lot of people talking about it. So you have to be happy with getting on the fight card, man, with Triller, because they're gonna have the entertainment value of the musicians, and also they're gonna combine that with the sport of boxing. So you're gonna have both sides of the entertainment, for people to check you out on PPV, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just got hit and I didn't know how big it was. I was wishing I had a little more time considering how big this is. They keep telling me about all the stuff and how big these people are behind it. I'm like, whoa, like I wish I
Yeah,
could be 110 coming in, but I feel like I got enough skill, enough talent to make them happy, no matter what however I come in. And I think I got enough time to pick myself to get this victory. I just got to be smart and stick with my game plan.
I can't hear you, William. Your mic went back down again. And just a couple more questions there, William. What gym are you training out of for this fight?
I'm training at the Recreation Center with Mike Stafford and all the
Okay.
other fighters. I was just training with Evan Holyfield, getting him ready for this fight and stuff like that. So it's been exciting getting back in, getting around all these guys. These
And
younger
what weight
guys,
class were
boy,
y'all
they
contending
keep
in,
me
bro?
busy. Say what?
What weight will y'all be contending at?
147, welterweight.
Welterweight. I thought I seen they had you down excuse me, at junior light. And I was like, nah, them boys ain't no junior lightweight.
Nah, man, I'm hitting like a heavyweight. That can't be no junior lightweight.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Where can they follow you on social media, man?
My Instagram is William Action Jackson. My Facebook is William Action Jack Diddy Jackson. That's all I got on the social media side.
Absolutely, bro. So, what's your final words for the fans, man? You have a big fight attendance that's coming up April 17th, Triller Fight Club. You know what it is. Action Jackson. He will be contending against Quentin Randall, in a welterweight bout for 8 rounds. What do you have to say to your fight fans, man?
I mean, I'm just telling them they won't be disappointed when they watch me fight. So tune in. Y'all learn who Action Jackson is, and Action is back. I got some super excitement for y'all, and I won't let y'all down. Please tune in.
Hey, for sure, man. And from World Combat Sports, man, I want to appreciate you for pulling up. Shout out to Cincinnati as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some solid fighters out of Cincinnati, nest and egg over there when it comes to boxing. Shout out to About Billions. And also a big shout out to Triller Fight Club, man. Look forward to seeing you down in the ATL, man.
Sure. Thank you for having me. See you soon.
For sure, man. Appreciate you. I'm out.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everyone that's in the building? Tone Brown, we here. What's good? King Mitch, salute to you. That was the one and only Williams Jackson. He is fighting on the Triller fight card, on the undercard, against Quentin Randall of Texas, Houston, Texas. It should be a pretty good fight, man. William has 13 victories under his belt. You know what I'm saying? And then Quentin coming here with 7 victories. I have another interview with his opponent at 7 o'clock tonight. So if you're looking at the fight card, it has some big names on there. So I'm looking forward to interviewing some of the other big names that's on this fight card. I just have to give a time and date to when they plan on pulling up. But I do appreciate everyone that's stopping through, even though some of you might only want to see, boxing topics and big name. I'm telling you, Triller Fight Club is moving. It's grooving, man. It's putting on some big events. This is gonna be huge down here in the ATL, shouty. Their roots are embedded in music, and then they're blending that in with boxing. And a lot of people are talking about their fight cards, but they're allowing themselves to operate outside of the standard of what we see in boxing every day. We have entertainment, a YouTube over here, and we might have someone who's, they're combining bouts on their fight card that may consist of individuals that might be social media entities. You know what I'm saying? Might be big in the social media game, might be big social media influences, but also they have some solid fight cards that's on there also. The main event is going to be Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. I know a lot of temporaries or basically saying that, Ben Askren is too small and, Jake Paul's going to walk through him. I don't see that. What's going on, King Mitch in the building? What's good? He said Action Jackson for sure, man. Ben Askren has never been knocked out with punches. Like I told you before, Ben Askren came over to the UFC and the man was 18-0. The only ever trade from the UFC to one championship. So Demetrius Johnson's been over there winning, and Ben Askren came over here and defeated Robbie Lawler. Even though the fight was in controversy, it still was a win for Ben Askren. You know what I'm saying? So he moved on and faced Jorge Masvidal. He was knocked out in 5 seconds via flying knee. I mean, it's combat sports. A knee like that rarely happens in the fashion that it did. But, he picked up another loss to Damian Maia. He's still signed with the UFC. So therefore, he's returning back to a sport that will only allow him to use his hands, period. Jake Paul he has some big names helping him with this boxing game, y'all. I'm telling you, Jake Paul has some big people behind the movement. Like, he's in this to win it. not only is Jake Paul in this to win it, he's making some pretty damn good money doing this too. On top of him already being paid. You know what I'm saying? So he has some big names helping him. I know Jorge Masvidal was helping him with some technique. Jalen Love. It was some fighters, some big name fighters that was assisting with his training. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be very interesting, y'all. Very interesting. And I want you to stay tuned. I want you to also check out my IG, man, of some of the videos I put out there from the Celebrity Championship Boxing, hosted by the one and only Zab Judah. It was a lot of people there. I know Tone said he's seen me in the front row at Zab event. That's what's up, man. It wasn't a long night, but it was an active night. Like, this is why I grew up, bro. Like, that area, I grew up in that area, man. So it was home for me. It was good being around my people, seeing my people in there, putting on. A lot of hip hop artists came out to support the event. Shout out to Maybach Hot Rod, that was in the building. Shout out to my man Carlos Jackson, man. You know what it is. But it's only more to come, people. Really, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be busy. This weekend, definitely, and then next weekend, and then I have some events in between. So I'm gonna be busy. But what I ask you to do is try to check out my IG. I'm trying to put more stuff out on IG because some people, they look at my World Combat Sports page in general, and if I basically shoot, because I do videography and photography, right? If I basically shoot outside of the sports, and people might say, why are you putting and you don't allow this in your group? Why are you putting stuff about hip hop and stuff? So I try to keep that clean and by the standard of combat sports. So most of the stuff outside of that scope, I just put it on my IG. You feel me? And lastly, the Terrence Crawford situation will play itself out. It will. We're gonna find out, if everything comes into play and he keeps that big name, close, and it becomes official. Either way, I believe it's gonna be a solid name for Terrence Crawford to step back in the ring, and that's the way it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Either way, we're just looking forward to, for him to step back in the ring. And then the situation with Deontay Wilder, that too is a patient process. Just be patient. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you're the king, people would try to tell you you're not the king, but yet they want to keep you in their conversation. So either one, you're not the king, and they don't appreciate what you do, or they truly appreciate you and they don't want to give you credit for it. You know what I'm saying? So just be patient and allow the situation to materialize, and we can get the results the way we're looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I'm hearing too many of y'all. Like, I'm hearing people crazy. They get into these big ass arguments about Deontay Wilder's mental state. They're basically absent of the qualification to psychologically assess someone when it comes to their physical health. These are individuals that haven't even taken up a college course in psychology. They have never sat down and taken, I have, but they never sat down and taken a course in psychology. But yet, you have all these unemployed life coaches, right? They up here saying, oh, Deontay Wilder, he's mentally broken. What is it? I mean, I'm just hearing this shit over and over again. I say, wow, like, am I missing the wave? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I missing the wave? Did I miss the starting point as to who initially, when Pugmire came out? Was he the one? Was he the influencer that came out and started talking about this? Was he? You know what I'm saying? Well, he said somebody was depressed and all that. Was he the one that started, and then everybody else jumped on the wave? I don't get it. It's not for me to get. But just hold tight, and we'll see how that works. And then The final is the fight with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. If you're listening, those of you that saying that Shakur Stevenson hasn't fought anybody, hey, I accept the fact of that content coming out your mouth as just a proven point that you know very little about the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? The man is already a former world champion, and he's in his second division, and he's very young in the game. His second division to attempt to earn another world title at his age. He's doing excellent. You know what I'm saying? Just because he couldn't get in here in Jamel Herring and Carl Frampton's fight, he's still good. He's still good. So Jamel Herring, salute to him. He retained his title. Like I said, I'll be fair. I didn't think Jamel Herring to pull it off, but he did. Shout out to the team over there in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? He got the job done. But when it comes down to it, to say that Shakur Stevenson hasn't fought nobody, and you have to look at Jamel Herring's record too. You gotta take away the Ito if you're gonna take away what Shakur Stevenson did to earn his title, and then you have to look at the performances in between. I think Facebook, in a sense, is proving my point that there's no such thing as the YTBC, but you have entities on here that can talk about boxing as long as they can spin the narrative, to get people to just jump on board in the narrative that they're trying to spin. If it's Deontay Wilder being depressed, they want everybody to believe that Deontay Wilder is depressed. So they got to get the people on there to believe and speak on a false narrative. And that's where we at right now. I mean, I cannot understand how a person can be so unimportant, but yet still in the topic of conversation intensely. I'm talking about intensely in the topic of conversation. Intensely. People straight up hate the man. But yet I think deep down inside, he's so important, they would want to have a conversation with him. And I almost guarantee you this, their fight fans, the WCS supporters that's tuning in. I almost guarantee you this. If they had the opportunity to interview him in person, if they had the opportunity to just sit down and try to figure out what he's about and have the chance to, feel his spirit and who he is as a person, I think a lot of these cats would just, forget about talking negative. They'd come on here with a whole different type of energy. They'd say, oh man, I was talking all that shit about, Deontay Wilder, and he's actually a good dude. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. Just because he's out in arbitration and stuff is not popping off with Tyson Fury fast enough, people are so upset. So they're taking it out on these thumbnails. Oh, what's going on? It's not going to bring you any closer to nothing. It's not going to bring you any type of justice. It's not going to make the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight that you want so bad. It's not going to happen. It's not going to bring anything any faster and come into fruition for you. Look, these fans, check this out, and I gotta go because I gotta shut this down. This is his interview. But these fans are so anxious, and they won't even be able to go to the fight. They won't even be able to attend it in person. They so anxious, they forget about the rematch that Anthony Joshua had with Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia. How lackluster it was. The banality that saturated that fight. It was so boring. But yet they want to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua for the undisputed titles. And it's just not going to work out the same. It's not going to have that energy that Deontay Wilder would have given Anthony Joshua. It's not going to, there's no way that can happen. The suspense is gone. I truly believe that, Tyson Fury goes over there and boxes his ears off. And I'm not even a Tyson Fury fan. I'm not. I'm not. Look, I'm gonna tell you how you put it, a stigma, that's being tossed around, that it seems like if you are a media, black media or whatever, you need to have permission to support black fighters when you support all the fighters that's out here, right? But then, if you have criticism on other fighters, such as the UK fighters, they try to say that you don't like all UK fighters. That ain't true. I mean, that's far from the truth. Look, Tyson Fury, they don't like him in the UK. They could care less. Look, another criticism of mine, Anthony Joshua, his people got mad just because he spoke up at the BLM rally, reading off paper and whatever. No, speak from your heart. Don't read off what somebody, gave you to read verbatim. Speak from the heart. So people got mad at him for that. And then the long behold, Dillian White. And this is going to be my closing statement for Dillian. It's a lot of headlines up here that Dillian say he'll fight Deontay in Alabama. I want him to fight Deontay in Alabama. Really, I do. I want this fight to be over. Like, if Deontay doesn't get the fight with Tyson Fury up next, which I want, why not go over there and finish Dillian? Why not? It's time. It's time. Seriously, it's time. It's time for Deontay Wilder and Dillian White to happen. It's time. My lens is freaking perspiring, waiting to snap the shot so I can put it on the thumbnail. I truly believe that Dillian White is going to get the same attention that the right hand gave Dominique Breazeale. It may not happen in the first round. It may take a couple of rounds more. Who knows? Because I truly think that Dillian White is smart enough not to split the ropes and go all in on the heaviest hitter in boxing. I truly believe that. He didn't do it against Alexander Povetkin. He's not going to do it against Deontay Wilder. He's not going to try to explode and use up all his energy and say, I can go over there and do it like Tyson Fury did and not respect the fact that Deontay has a chin. He has a chin, man. Anyway, Askren and Paul scheduled for how many rounds? Now, from my understanding, it's going to Askren and Paul is going to be an 8-round fight, I believe. It's going to be an 8-round fight. And just because you asked that, I will get you that information right now. So, from my understanding, it's not saying. So what I have to do is solid question. If you're in the building, hit the like button for me. Appreciate you. All the ones who pulled up. I will be back on at 7 o'clock. So I'm about to shut this down. Yeah, they're going 8 rounds. Just like I thought. They're going 8 rounds. They were going 8 rounds. Andrew Murphy in the building. Hey, salute to Andrew Murphy, man. Team Lightning in the building. Roy Jones Jr. fighter, getting his professional fight out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? Going in and handle business. If you don't know who Andrew Murphy is, go follow him on social media, man. Check out this young hitter in the game of boxing, a bright talent. He's Roy Jones Jr. trained. He's down there in Pensacola, Florida, man. I fuck with him. Real good dude, man. Look forward to seeing him grow in the sport of boxing. He said, you ain't got to be a fan to speak the truth. Agree. Yeah, for sure, man. Real talk. Hey, Andrew, drop your social media down there so they can follow you on IG. Be sure you drop your social media, bro. But yeah, man, I'll definitely be back on here with his opponent, Quentin Randall. He's fighting out of Houston, Texas. And if you don't know who he is, man, just look him up. He's taking cats O's. Juan Rivera had me made it out of the first round. He was on the Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko undercard. He upset the dude. I wouldn't call it an upset, because in his mind, Randall said, I'm going in there to defeat the dude anyway. I don't care what they talking about. But you know, Juan Rivera was trained by Boots Ennis' father, and you know, he had been in the sparring with some real top names. And Quinn Randall went in there and for a 6th round ended up winning the unanimous decision. You know, so be sure to stop back by, man, and check out these interviews. I have some more. I'm gonna wait till I make the thumbnail for them, but I have some more interviews that's ongoing, that's pending on my calendar. And yeah, I appreciate everyone pulling up, man. And be sure to support Turn Up and Tune In to World Combat Sports.